In this lecture, we shall install MongoDB Compass separately and show its usage as a GUI tool for MongoDB. Now it's downloadable from this site. You can see mongodb.com/try/download/compass. Now I will put it in the resource also. So I have already had MongoDB Compass downloaded and installed, and I have actually downloaded it as a Windows 64-bit 7 Plus zip. But you have the option of downloading the MSI version, installer, or exe version. Alright. So once I have downloaded it, so this is, I have opened the MongoDB Compass. It's open here, and how did I open it? This is from the download site. So this was my MongoDB Compass download on my downloads folder, which I have then extracted on my data drive D drive. So I have extracted on my data drive D MongoDB, and then I've created a Compass folder, and I'll just show you in a second the extracted files. So these are a host load of things, locales, resources, Swift shader, etc., and there are lots of DLLs. So within this, I had to search for MongoDB compass.exe file, and I double click that to open it in this way. So when I double clicked the exe file, MongoDB Compass is on my machine, and I have to create a new connection. Okay, so the new connection in the standalone mode. Remember, I've done it in the standalone mode in the command line instruction with the black screen all throughout this course earlier, and I'm using the same connection stick MongoDB ://localhost : this is the port assigned to MongoDB by the MongoDB server, and then click on connect. It is connecting. So you can see over left hand, this is the host is already localhost : the port number 27017, and this is the standalone cluster, and I hide the still the previous version of MongoDB 4.2.0 community. Okay, and these were the databases which already had been created. Now this is the customer database that we have been working through, and I have added a few records. I wanted to show you, this is the GUI, and it's a very great tool which actually helps you get rid of writing lots of query on the command line. Okay, Windows command prompt. So you can add data and you can retrieve all the collections. No? These are the documents. So this is the customer database dot customers collection. Okay, so I have got a few more databases, but I don't need to bother about them. One of them I had also created, employees, but these are all created for you. So what you need to know about this is, the beauty is that you don't, this is just a very helpful user-friendly GUI. So all you can do is, if you wish to add data, you can add data. So if you can either import a file or insert a document. So you can insert, the ID is automatically OID, object ID, as you are aware of, is the primary key. So it's automatically created for you, and you have got two views. This is the more suitable view, and whichever view is convenient for you. This is more of a JSON or BSON type of view, and you can create, you can add your field after the ID, like, you know, as you are aware now that a document database is very much scalable. It is not bound to any particular name of a column or a data type. You can just create any type of data with any type of, you know, description for that particular column. So let's create something like, you know, let's go with the convention just to make it easier. Name, age, salary, department. So let's write a new collection. Name is, this is the document. The collection is already the customer's collection within the customer data. Then this is a document that I am creating, a new document. Let's write my name and then add another field, and then age. That's all fictitious data, but just for demonstrating purpose, say again salary, whatever salary you would like to write over here, and then click on insert and you can see this is already inserted over here. Alright, great. Now you can have different views. This is more of a JSON type of structure, and this is a tabular view for all of you who have come from Microsoft SQL background or any other type of SQL relational database. So you might like this type of view. So ID, object ID, and customer ID is double, name string, and it has automatically adjusted the data type as string, and then age is mixed, salary is mixed, department is mixed. Now you can change these things. You can edit over here, edit the document, or you can copy the document, you can clone a document, you can delete this document also. Okay, so you can delete over here, you can just change. Okay, and now department string, salary mixed. Okay, you can make it double. Okay, rather than mixed, you can make it or int 32. Okay, age is also int 32. Okay, and name, this is string, let it be string. Salary is int 32. Age is also int 32. Department string, say you can put a value over here. If you choose, say sales again, and then click on update. Okay, so this is updated. So if you look into this from this view, this is updated. Salary is this, department is sales. Okay, and now once you have changed some of these fields, like age, you have put it as int 32, and so is the salary. You can check it over here. So if you click on edit the document, you can see everything. Object ID, this is object ID, customer ID is a double, and name is string, int 32. You have just changed it to int 32, and salary is double. Now you can change it to again to int 32 if you like, and then click on update, and then if you click on edit again, and you'll see that all the changes are getting reflected. And you can also in between, you can add another field, add a field after age, add a field after name, and so on and so forth. Okay, and another thing that I would like to show you is export collection. So there are two options: export query with filters, 4 results recommended. So there are 4 documents. So this is one of the things, db.customer.find, that could be one of the query, or export full collection. Okay, and this is part export. It's just exporting query with filters. And for if you click on this radio button, export full collection, and select fields, you have all these fields at your disposal. You can just add a field over here, you can just select a few fields, and you can click on add field from here. Okay, or you can just click straight away add field from here, or then after selecting the fields as per your own choice, click on select output, and you have got the select export file types as JSON or CSV, and you can choose the output folder. Okay, or export. Now I'm going to cancel this, and you can also delete. You can delete this record, name row age 29, you can delete. This is flagged for deletion. If you click on delete, you can delete it, and you can just edit it over here. Edit document, you can change the name, Sandra. You can add a surname, say Sandra Bullock, okay, and then click on update and it will be updating. So all you can do through this GUI, okay. So you can also find a field. This is a filter. You can filter with any value, field and value. So let's write within a pair of curly braces. Now till you correct the syntax, it will come up with red flag filter. So let's say age. I'm trying to query for all the documents with an age of 54 within this collection. So if you click on find, it will find just one record with an age of 54. All right. And if I click on reset, now this will be gone. This will disappear, this filter, and it will get all the other fields. Now you can also create a database over here. How do you create a database? So by clicking create database, it will ask you for the database name and collection name and these two columns, okay, and then click on create database. It will create the database. So let's create a quick database. My database collection name, say my collection, okay. Just to quickly show you, create database. Database name cannot contain the character empty space, so let's make it like this. My database with the D capital. There is no space allowed, so create database. So my database is created, okay. Right, so with my collection, okay. Now you can keep on adding data to my collection, and let's see what is aggregation. Now customers collection within the customer database. If you click on this tab, you can see that it is a preview of documents in the collection already there. It's preview of all the documents within the collection. Okay, so 4 documents in the collection. If you have already deleted something, it will refresh. Okay, and schema. So you can explore your schema, quickly visualize your schema to understand the frequency, types and range of fields in your dataset. But if you click on analyze schema, so you have got this ID, age, customer ID, department. You have got some idea of the schema, and this is the name. These are all the names that is available. These are all the salaries and the departments, sales and HR. Okay, and ID that was created first on 24/10 at this time, and then last ID was created over here. Explain plan. Explain provides key execution metrics that helps diagnose slow queries and optimize index usage. So we have not much as a query, so I don't need to click on this to execute explain. But for more complex database with more large number of documents, you can probably execute explain, and you can learn more about explain plans. Execute explain. So at this moment, documents returned 4, index keys examined 0, documents examined 4. Okay, so not much use at this moment, and indexes is primary key. Now there is, because ID, name and definition is ID, and size is 36.9 KB, and this is the property is unique. And you can create some validation, add validation rule, create rules to enforce data structure, okay, on updates and inserts. You can also learn more about validations. Just to keep it simple, this lecture simple, I am just keeping myself confined to explaining how to quickly use the CRUD operations on the GUI for the MongoDB. Thank you very much.